Welcome. I'm Lee Warren, and I want to talk today about pleasure. Most of us were taught to deny pleasure, usually from under resourced and traumatized family systems, as well as culture and religion. And somewhere along the way, we internalize the idea that pleasure is indulgent or outright wrong, that to follow desire and to risk losing control and slipping into addiction or compulsion or distraction. But this is a really great misunderstanding because true desire, the kind that is tied to instinct, to intuition, and to the intelligence of the body, it's not about ending pain or escaping something or running or freezing or any of those sort of sympathetic nervous system responses. It's about following the golden thread of truth within us and the very specific blueprint that we came here to be. The pleasures of what do I particularly like to eat, or how do I want to move, or who do I want to connect with? What kind of work do I want to do? How do I want to relate to this earth around me? All of these really deep questions that we look outside of ourselves for answers, but the answers are in our desires. They're in our small, still voice of knowing. And how we track those things, how we get good at tracking those things, is to follow subtle pleasure. And this plays out in every aspect of life, but it also becomes really cogent and really concretized, especially when we're talking about death, because we brace against it. We deny it, we avoid it, we try to control it, the same way we've been conditioned against pleasure and to distrust what the body knows. But here's the thing, even on our deathbed, pleasure, desire, that still small voice, it's completely available to us. We might want a particular person standing close to us, our hand being held. We might treasure the light coming in through the window, the sensation of breath moving in and out, a smell like an essential oil. So the body, even in its final moments, feels deeply, sensually, and it's alive, right? And it still knows how to dance with the things that bring it pleasure. And this is part of the exquisiteness of incarnation, is we get a unique set of desires and cues for our own pleasure that are very specific to us. So what would happen if, instead of bracing against change or death or pain, that we collaborated with it, that we listened to these voices, these desires? What if we tracked it? Really not the way we've been taught, at grasping at things to numb us out, but in a way that's deeply attuned and deeply present. Because desire is a guidance system. It tells us what's moving in us, its life force, how to respond, where to go next. Many of us have been cut off from our inner voice and our intuitive guidance because we have blotted out the idea of what feels good to us. And this isn't just big moments of pleasure, big vista of stars, or a big, travel trip, or the love of your life. It's about noticing moment to moment what draws you in, what feels good on your skin, what you feel drawn to eating, the impulse to stretch, to sigh, to listen, to feel, to close your eyes, to relate, the way that your body, mind, your animal body, heart, spirit wants to be here. And really savoring those moments. And this is a beautiful thing because it's not separate from our relationship to death. Because the more we track pleasure, the more we build the capacity to sort of follow those through lines with whatever's arising, including the hard stuff, including pain and loss and the unknown. We start to eroticize and make sensual the very essence of our existence, that we have this body and we have this essence, right? So leaning into trusting pleasure, not as something fleeting or indulgent, but as fundamental to how we are designed to move through this realm. What would shift if instead of overriding, we trusted, collaborated, and inquired as to how to let it guide us towards depth, towards knowing, towards a deeper intimacy with our own selves, towards inhabiting this life so fully that when the moment of death approaches, the time to leave it, that we're not grasping or afraid. We say, oh, right, this is just another moment that I've practiced. An inhale and an exhale, and what's next? So pleasure is not a distraction. It's not an escape. It is our guidance system, our doorway and portal into being who we truly are in all of our dynamism. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and let's keep exploring.